right before they are going to conquer Jericho. At that time, the Lord said to Joshua, make for yourself sharp knives, plural, and circumcise again the children of Israel the second time. What is this again? A boy is circumcised at 8 days old, and that's all you can really do. But the children of Israel actually had not circumcised their babies, their 8-day-old boys, during the entire 40 years that they were in the desert. They circumcised before the Exodus. One is not allowed to bring the Paschal offering without being circumcised. So right before the Exodus, they circumcised. They purified themselves, as one cannot bring any kind of an offering while being impure. They brought the Paschal offering in Egypt. They ate from its meat on the eve of the actual Exodus, and on the morrow they actually left. The entire time while they were in the desert for 40 years, they did not circumcise, simply speaking, because one is required to keep a relatively hygienic field while doing circumcision, and certainly after, in order for the child to recover. In the desert, while traveling in general, that's not necessarily so easy. And therefore, in order to preserve life, the Jewish people did not circumcise their children while they were in the middle of the desert and traveling. Now that they have entered the land of Israel and they are no longer traveling and they are no longer in the middle of a desert, in order for them to be able to bring the Paschal offering, they have to be circumcised. And Joshua made for himself sharp knives and circumcised the children of Israel at the heel of the foreskins. It's literally called that because of the heel that was created from the result of all of those circumcisions. We'll notice that knives is in the plural, even though you obviously only need one knife at a time. But because this was such a large amount of people, the knife would wear down, and there was not enough time to sharpen it. He just took another one. And this is the reason why Joshua did circumcise. All the people that came out of Egypt that were males, all the men of war, had died in the desert by the way after they came out of Egypt, right? That was one of the reasons why we traveled for 40 years, so that the generation that was going to enter the land of Israel, but then sinned with the golden calf and sinned with the spies, that generation would die out, and then the new generation would be the one to merit entry into the land of Israel.